Thank you for your interest in the Classical Herbalist Training Program. This course is taught jointly by JulieAnn Nugent-Head and myself, Andrew Nugent-Head. In this video, we're going to take a few minutes to describe the Classical Herbalist course to see if it's the right course for you.
This is an intensive 2-year training course geared for postgraduates of Chinese medicine who either did not study herbs in school or for those who did study herbs but haven't been using them in practice. It's also appropriate for those who are seeking advanced training to become more confident and effective with herbs. And for those excited to turn to the classics to study theory, herbs, and formula for a different perspective from the predominant action and indication-based paradigm.
As JulieAnn said, this is a 2-year training course featuring over 150 hours of online content to be watched at home, over 100 hours of in-person training happening 6 modules each 3 days over the 2-year program, monthly Zoom meetups featuring question and answer sessions to keep momentum going in between the modules, and a clinical observation option after course completion where you can come and observe us and train with us here in our training clinic in Asheville, North Carolina.
Becoming a classical herbalist is not your level of education, how many herbs or formulas you can recite, nor the lineage of your teacher. This course aims to create classically minded herbalists, able to think clearly through a case, devise a treatment plan, and choose herbs appropriate for the severity of the symptoms and the individual patient in front of them. A classical herbalist is not restricted to herbs or formulas from any one book and can use flexibly what's on hand. They can be effective no matter where they are in the world or what herbs or techniques they use.
The point of this course is to develop a classical perspective so that every formula we write is a classic formula, whether it was ever recorded in a classic book or not. Thus, in our course, we begin with the Neijing. We return to the Neijing because the outline of herbs in the Neijing is the foundation of every classic formula ever written and through all of history from the classic times all the way to today. We also return to the Shanong Bunzao to understand that herbs have different inherent strengths. We study the yin and yang aspects of herbs, and we remember that herbs affect qi, and it is changing the qi in the person that affects the person with the herbs.
We will review classical Chinese medicine and diagnosis so that you're learning not simply what herbs treat what symptoms, but we will improve your skills on how to view, interpret, and treat any condition. And this is going to benefit your clinical application of herbs as well as other techniques and tools you use.
We work very hard to put theory into practice by learning the concept of what we call classical thinking, custom formulation. We review the Shanghanlin 6 divisions, we discuss classic strategies through history, incompatibilities of herbs, as well as different brewing methods for maximum efficacy with our patients.
We will also look at herbs as they are listed in modern texts, and we're going to reframe that information into classical perspectives, allowing us to reinterpret modern materia medicas and formulas and not be trapped in an action and indication-based paradigm.
As herbal medicine is much more than internal decoctions, we will also learn how to formulate hand soaks, foot soaks, make liniments, use powders, and the many other applications of herbs outside of internal decoctions or medicine. Throughout the program, we are touching the herbs and tasting the herbs to keep theory grounded in personal experience.
This is an in-depth, intense, hands-on, and get-involved type of training course. Participants will watch videos from home to give them lecture and theory, but in person, we're going to bring this material to life. We are going to be tasting herbs, experiencing the effects of both pleasant and unpleasant herbs, mild and harsh substances. We will be pushing participants to understand the whys behind classical herbalism instead of memorizing the whats of herbalism. It will be demanding and challenging and a lot of work. But what skill worth mastering wouldn't be?
True. As the teachers of this course, we feel that it is important for you to know if this is not the right course for you. Because after all, we will be spending 2 years with you, just as you will be spending 2 years with us. So if for any reason, despite classical Chinese medicine having several thousand years of great efficacy when practiced correctly, you feel that chemical components or active ingredients or modern science information is critical for your practice, this is not the course for you.
If you feel that classical herbalism means using only classical formulas and are not interested in other schools of thought or do not desire to create custom prescriptions for your patients, this is not the best course for you.
And if you are looking to join a lineage or believe we will open secret texts or share secrets that were given to us by teacher never shared with anyone else, this is not the course for you. Our teachers were great practitioners, and they focused on the books everyone had on hand. The Neijing, the Nanjing, the Shanghan Zabing Lun, Shenrong Bencao. They had the records of Sun Simiao and the many writings that continued through time, even to modern times. They understood the classics, but they could think flexibly and use whatever they had on hand to effect change in their patients. Dr. Li used to always stress, 要懂经方之理. We must understand the theory that's taught by the classic formulations. But, 但是也要学释放之经验. But we must also study the experience that's recorded in the formulas through time.
We became good at this medicine because our teachers took the time to teach us. And we worked hard to learn from them in their clinics as well as their homes. We did not waste a moment of their time or our time by being dedicated. Please visit our website, traditionalstudies.org, for a schedule of dates and locations for the Classical Herbalist course.
The final thing I'd like to answer is this course applicable for licensure? And at the time of this filming, the answer is it depends on where you practice in the world. So please do visit our website, check your local laws, and if this is the right course for you, we look forward to having you in the Classical Herbal Training Program.